Mike B from Mike's Wild World. You may have seen one of these pocket rockets for the new gas stoves. Everybody carries them around. Heats water really well. You can see that really well, can't you? And it screws on to the cylinder. And that's, you turn it off, is what everybody's used to. Is that right there? Simple to use. Lock it around. Lights right up. Turn it off. Okay. What you may not have seen is some of the antique ones. Over the years, I've been hanging on to stoves, you know, and these are all gas stoves. This is one of the first ones I ever got. This one is from InstaFlame. Let's get this up. InstaFlame Electronic. That's what it says. InstaFlame Electronic. And I really like this gas stove. Made in France, Camping Gas International. It looks like a date code of 0663. That's what I'm looking at. What we do is you screw this in, put the cylinder in. They didn't have removable cylinders back then. Okay, there we go. See, so that's a really nice, stable platform. And has a really nice flame to it. You probably can't see it out here in the bright light, but you can hear it. You open it up some more. It's really hot. Now let's cut that off. I'll let that cool down. But it has the piezo ignition from '63. What was different about this particular stove is that it worked on this canister. You see there's no valve. It's a piercing canister. I don't have it. This is the last one of these I have, plus the one that's in the stove. That's why I really quit using it. It's called a C200 butane. No propane, just butane. And the top screwed down into the stove, pierced this, and you couldn't take it off. Once you pierced it, that was it. You had to use it up. I had to leave it till you used it up. So there's one. And then the next one is one kind of like this. And I really like this stove, but I quit using it because it was not compact enough. I added the optional base, which snaps out like that. And oh, it doesn't have a click igniter. Anyway, it may be out of gas, but anyway, I also put this windshield on. It didn't come with that. Let me show you what the other version is. Okay, it has a little plate like this. This one was the short stack version, and it had a cartridge like this, just almost like the other one. But this has the new butane propane mix. Have no idea what this date code is. 91 maybe. I'm not sure. You couldn't see it. But anyway, it has these slots in it. It's by Camping Gas. And the slots were there to lock the cylinder in place. Now it was supposed to be a short stack cylinder like this, but I used all those up and they're no longer available. So anyway, this is what I'm left with. And then you can see how the stove screws down, it pierces the valve, and then it stays. Really like the stove. Yep. And then, talk about a real butane stove, one of these little boogers. And there's probably something like this on the market now for sure. Has what they called an infrared ceramic top. Piezo ignition. Has a dial right here. Turn it on. I really liked the stove because it is lightweight. Let me see if I can show you something really unnerving about it. You see the black ring? That's the Butane Tank. I'm not so sure I want the tank being that close to the heat. And when I used it, you know, what you do is you fill it right here with a butane bottle, a canister. And, oh, let me get in the shadows a little bit. Oh, that's better for me, but worse for you. Okay. So you fill it up right here, and that fills up the tank. And then when you, on this model, when I lit it, it would burn for just a few seconds, and then fire would jump out right here. I guess there's a bad seal or something. And just the whole thing was on fire. So it didn't take long for me to realize that this wasn't going camping with me. But it's a really neat idea. Small little stove, has a really big tank inside it for butane. You can get 15-20 minutes of real burn time off of this. Let's snap the top back on. It goes like that. And just because when I looked in the bag that I hadn't looked in 20 years, I found this little booger. Now, it's not a gas stove, but you probably have seen them. They're still for sale. They've been out forever. Let's open this. It hasn't been opened in over 20 years. So the first thing I see are some fuel tabs. These are the really stinky ones. And then I'll open this just like that. It hasn't changed any. It's still a good design. Very soon. Oh, wait a minute. There's something inside it. What is that? That is the wrapper. Oh, it had something in it. Do you see that puff? I think I got it in my mouth. Compressed trioxane ration. This was military ration. Probably came, it might have been a C ration. This was before MREs, I believe. And it had a fuel tab in it, but apparently it's either punctured and it's just plain missing. I'm not sure what happened to it. Anyway, here's the little fuel tabs. And these were also military issue fuel tabs. These still work, obviously. So there you go. There's several different types of old butane and propane mix cylinders. If you know where any more of these are, the ones that are non-piercing, I might like to get my hands on a few of those. And there's that one style. Oh, I'll just set this down. And then there's the second style, which is much newer, I'm going to suggest. Okay, so this is Mike B from Mike's Wild World, showing off a few of my old antique, I'd say anything that was, you know, 60 plus years old. I consider that antique. I'm in that category. I'm probably an antique as well. It's showing too. So thanks for watching. If you got any comments or questions, please just let me know. And if you got any ideas on how to get spare parts for any of this, or you've seen them around, maybe you have some of your own in the garage somewhere or in the attic, I'll pull them out. Take some pictures. Let's talk about it. So anyway, hope you enjoyed it. See you next time on Mike's Wild World.